Alright, hello, uh, all the two people who might take a look at this. I'm Cal, and this is going to be a little playthrough of a ROM hack known as Pokemon Storm Silver. Now, I did take the liberty of going ahead and already doing the opening cutscene, naming my character and all that, just so I could get a little bit of the setup, you could call it, out of the way first. But for everyone who doesn't know, this is a ROM hack of the game Pokemon Soul Silver. And this happens to be one of my favorite, not only just Pokemon games, but ROM hacks of all time. All credit to Dreyano. He's the creator of this ROM hack. And you can find it from his Twitter, but you can also find it from his, the Pokemon forums, in which he originally sent it out in. And yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and go to Professor Roman's research lab, you call it. And while all that's going on, I'll explain some things about the game. So basically, as I said before, this is a ROM hack, of course, which means it changes very fundamental things about the original game, also keeping its core, intact, you can call it. And for, the original Soul Silver, it had a few. The original Soul Silver is a very good game. It's probably my favorite Pokemon game, but it has a few flaws. I don't want to call them flaws, but they are flaws. For example, the level curve is a bit whack, and the wild Pokemon levels make it especially frustrating to grind because, grinding up, especially near Blackthorn City in the original, I think Claire's Kingdra is around the 40s, and you have to literally grind. It's like level 20 Pokemon, which is obviously not enjoyable in the slightest, in my opinion. So in this particular ROM hack, Dreyano is taking the liberty of adding every single Pokemon available as of Gen 4. And he has also added some TMs. He's made the accessibility of certain TMs different. He has also redid every single trainer that we can fight in this game. And because of that, it has a considerable difficulty spike compared to, the other Pokemon games. This is a game that I would like to call a nice little bridge between Pokemon difficulty and more advanced ROM hack difficulty. It's like a good stepping stone to get you into some of the other ROM hacks that will have much more difficulty than this one. But it's a good way of introduction. And to me, that's very important because when I was first Pokemon ROM hacks specifically, I downloaded a few of them that I heard that were really good. I opened them up, and Nuzlocks are my favorite format, which this will be. This will be a hardcore Nuzlocke. And when I was playing through them, I was like, this is a little bit above and beyond my comfort zone. And, for some people, they like the challenge. I need to adjust it a little bit. I haven't played a ROM hack before that point in time. So I was like, let me find one that's more suitable for me. And, after some research, I found Storm Silver. I played through it multiple times. multiple times. And I enthralled this game. I adore it to death. Not to say that I just locked myself in a room with it and told myself that I would only play it, despite that may appearing at times. I have gone beyond and done harder ROM hacks, but I think this one is special due to the place it holds, not only in my heart, but just how well crafted it is. Some other details I'll go on about once we get later into the game, but first, let's take a look at our starters. Typical Totodile, Chikorita, Cyndaquil. Unfortunately, no shinies, which shiny rate has been adjusted, so we might actually get a shiny this one. I've only encountered a few, but that's because my shiny luck is particularly terrible. Let's start talking about it. So, since this is a ROM hack and the battles have been adjusted, it only makes sense for the Pokemon to be adjusted as well. And the starter, well, at least these starters in the game, have been adjusted, I want to say, quite fairly. Um, let's start with Toadal. Um, he gains the ability Guts, and Crocodile also shares that same ability. And if you don't know what Guts does, basically, if your Pokemon is afflicted by a status condition, its attack is raised. And if it's in the case of status condition like Burn, then it ignores the attack drop that Burn would give. And that is obviously very useful for his physical attackers, such as this one. And those are the changes Toadal and Crocodile get. And for Alligator, he gains the ability, he loses Guts, which is a little unfortunate, and he gains Intimidate, but that is still a very, very useful ability. I think the trade-off is worth it, especially since for Alligator has some pretty decent physical bulk, so that way the Intimidate gets even more value. And even though water types are pretty abundant in this game, I still don't think you could have a bad choice with this one. He gets Dragon Dance at level 76, which obviously for a hardcore Nuzlocke only really matters for the red fight or maybe a Elite Four re-challenge. If you're doing that, but usually most Nuzlocks end at the red fight for this game. He also gains Ice Punch, which is at level 1, so you have to go to a move limiter for that, which is very good, because Ice Fang doesn't really cut it as much for coverage on the physical side. It has 60 power, 65 power. Ice Punch is 75, completely 100% accurate, so that's obviously a very good move for Toadal. I haven't had a Feraligatr unfortunately reach the red fight, so I can't really tell if he's a good setup sweeper for that. But judging from Venusaur being very tanky, Pikachu being a really good lead, so it's going to be awkward for you to position Feraligatr for a good sweep. And well, Blastoise, you have to go to the Battle Frontier, which I think it learns Thunder Punch, which will be good coverage for Blastoise, but due to its bulk, I think you need 2 boosts to probably OHKO it, which can be a bit scary to get. So obviously it's still a very good Pokemon, very good TM coverage, decent TM coverage. It's not like, new generations, but I should probably stop yapping about it and get on the next one. Oh, that's the wrong button. No, I do not want to. Sorry. Keyboard. I am playing on Decimate, so if you notice a little bit of an odd beep or something, like a weird sound or me accessing a menu that kind of freezes the game a little bit, that's a Decimate moment. So yeah. Next up is the Fire type Sequel. This Pokemon does get some changes as well. First of all, its ability from Blaze, it now has Splash Fire, which is a pretty good ability. It makes it really useful for switching in on opposing fire types, and also powers up its special attack, so that's pretty decent. It gets 2 new moves, which it only has access to once it becomes Typhlosion, and Thunder Punch and Earth Power, which are pretty good coverage. Earth Power especially for dealing with other fire types that might resist it, or also some electric types. Thunder Punch is interesting because it wants to be a special attacker, and Thunder Punch obviously is a physical attack, but it's coverage nonetheless. But I still wouldn't risk it leaving out against a water type. And trying to see a Thunder Punch, it can be a little sneaky move against it. I don't think it's worth it. If it's against flying type, sure. But yeah. Oh yeah, while I do have some very varied knowledge on this game for Nuzlocke purposes, I'm going to treat this playthrough as a half guide, half playthrough. Of course, I'm going to be playing through the game, devising strategies and such as that, but I want to make this more of an overarching guide for people who might be really new to ROM hacks, such as I was. So we're not going to get into super, super complicated techniques or counter routing, things like that. So if you're looking for some of that, I would suggest looking at P. Chow's old Let's Play for this game. He played it through like a ton of times. Well, I think only the attempt where he actually won it is on his YouTube, but he still has obviously much more knowledge than me, much more experience than me. So if you want more advanced techniques, look to him. Anyways, back to Cyndaquil. Obviously Typhlosion towards the late end of the game isn't really falls off a little bit. But Cyndaquil is very important for what I would call the early stage of this game. Not really for Falkner, but much more for Bugsy. This game, Bugsy is probably one of the toughest challenges you'll have to overcome. Which, being the second gym leader, can either set you up for success or failure. And you'll obviously know from pretty early in the run how much of a difficulty you're going to have fighting Bugsy. And Cyndaquil makes that stage of the game a lot easier because by the time you fight Bugsy, Cyndaquil's already going to be Quilava. And while being a fire type, they'll have an advantage over the bugs, despite a lot of them carrying rain dance. But never mind, that's something for later. But yeah, Cyndaquil, in my opinion, if you're truly just going for a winning run and you're just trying to, get as far as you can or win the game, I think Cyndaquil is probably the best choice. Feraligatr is really good, but there are a lot of water types. Gyarados is what Feraligatr would be better. And well, yeah. And next we have Chikorita. So unfortunately, Chikorita, Meganium still has problems. Meganium's scary. It's not as impressive compared to Feraligatr, the Typhlosion in this game. It does get some new moves. It gets Grass Whistle, Leaf Storm, Earth Power, Nature Power. And while those are great and all, Meganium, unfortunately, is just a little underwhelming, and especially when this is an increased difficulty ROM hack. Some of the flaws in the game's design starts to show. It does get an ability like the 2 Natural Cure, which is good for, passively curing status ailments, but I don't think it justifies it. I love Meganium, but if you're going for a win run, I would not suggest Meganium. But yeah, that being said, let's go ahead and choose. Personally, for the purpose of this being a guide, I'm not going to choose my favorite, which would be Feraligatr, because I want to show you guys what more, I don't want to say optimal, but a more a winnable run would appear. And if you choose Toad Out for Bugsy, that can get a little bit spooky. It's nice to have Cyndaquil as a little extra insurance. So I'm choosing Cyndaquil. Alrighty, sorry for yapping so long. I just love talking about Pokemon. So, alright. Give a nickname to this little bug. Sure. I don't know what nickname I should do. We'll name him after food. I'll name him Pepper. Why not? A little spice. Every fire type is just probably going to be something spicy. I probably do myself with this name. Cut up. Yes, Pepper just named him out like it. Alright, go ahead and send me on my way. Please, can I go? I have to go to Pokemon. Mr. Pokemon. Okay, that activates me a little bit. Yeah, I'll take potions. Okay. Now, here is where we have to talk about semantics a little bit. While I want this run, this is going to be a legitimate hardcore Nuzlocke run. There are some liabilities. There are some liabilities I'm going to make, such as I'm going to use Rare Candies to level my Pokemon up because, well, I don't think grinding is a good use of my time or your time. And while I would love to micromanage EVs and grind for levels up to the level cap and, get to get my Pokemon up to just 4 evolving for every single gym leader, make it optimal, yada yada. I don't think that's very useful for the purpose of this guide playthrough. What is she saying? That was oh yeah, I showed my mom my Pokemon. I completely forgot about that. Oh, what did I press? I accidentally paused it. Sorry. Back in a moment. But yeah, let's go show my mom my Pokemon. So yeah, just wanted to get those few semantics out of the way first. I will also, since I'm not going to be optimally EV training my Pokemon, I'm going to be taking the liability of using some vitamins on them. I'm not obviously going to make them, perfect 252, 252 EV spreads, but there's a reason for that. Gen 4 itself actually has a really unique level cap. Well, not level cap, EV cap using vitamins, because you can only raise the EV of a stat to a maximum of 100 using vitamins. Everything else has to be done normally. So you can't even really get optimal EV Pokemon in this game using the vitamins exclusively. You have to do manual EV training to some extent. Which in my opinion, I think that's fine. Like, it does, if you just want to play a run and not really grind, just, have some fun, it's a little annoying. But I don't think it's really that bad, honestly. Personally, I kind of like it because it forces you to think about what long Pokemon you want to prioritize killing if you're just going along with your journey, so you get some extra EVs in there. But also, it makes you think about, if you get like a little bit of optimal, unoptimal EV can sometimes save a Pokemon. It's like, take the Cyndaquil. I'm obviously going to put like 100 in speed and 100 in special attack, and that takes up the 200 of like 508 or whatever total I have. Now, some of those other points can obviously be put towards HP. I might get some random HP from killing, like a wild Munchlax or something like that. And that extra HP might add up considerably into the points, into my HP stat, and let me live something that I might not have any capabilities of. But yeah, sorry, I just have a tendency to talk a lot. But for now, let's look at the little torch we have here. As I said, the Splash Fire. From what I can tell, we have a little bit of an undesirable HP IV. I'm not going to check it in real time, but since we're under 20, I can tell it's probably like below, I want to say 16. It's definitely below 16. It might honestly be towards the 8s. I'll be able to tell that once we get food levels higher. So that's a little unfortunate. Our nature, what's it called? Naive. I don't know the names or the stats. Speed up, special defense down. That is fine. It doesn't touch our main offensive stat, which is honestly what I'm hoping for, and it raises our speed, so that's honestly pretty good, since Typhlosion's not meant to tank hits anyways. It getting a little bit of extra speed, honestly, is a pretty big help. So yeah, that's our first starter, and Professor Elm wants to yap to us some more. He's giving us our number, a bit odd for someone much older than us, but, c'est la vie. So yeah, oh yeah, I may just probably include cursing, so I wouldn't suggest showing this to your kids. If you're for some reason going to show it to your kids, do not do that. I'll even put an obligatory fuck. Alright, there we go, now you know some kids. Oh yeah, sorry about the mic quality. I will eventually be upgrading, but as of right now, broken college student, good news what a broken college student has. Alright, we do not have Pokeballs as of this moment, and we are getting into our first battle. Hoot hoot. Sorry Hoot Hoot, but you're probably gonna die. Actually, Cyndaquil is pretty scary early on because we can die, because our bulk is obviously not good at all, and he has stab tackle, so I might honestly just walk right now. You know what? Mama didn't raise the village. Okay, thank God he's missed. I forget what Hoot gives. It's either speed or special attack, so that's honestly really good for us. That's honestly damn good. But yeah, for this route, we obviously don't have Pokeballs right now, but that's honestly pretty scary. I'm going for that. I just want to go up to level 6. Okay, well, you know what? We're right next to Pokemon Center. Okay, so that did 6 damage. We obviously cannot tell if that is a high roll or low roll. What I mean by that is, in Pokemon, there's a certain variability of how much damage you're using. You can either do, I believe, lowers of 82% to the full 100% damage. So that would do Fuse Tackle, which means it did 6 points of damage, and I cannot discern whether that's 80% of the damage it did or 100% of the damage it did. If it was a low roll, that means 100% of the damage it did could actually be like 7 or 8 points of damage, most likely 7. And well, if I get crit in this next upcoming turn, if it's a crit high roll, that would do 14 points of damage, my Cyndaquil will die, and I will obviously lose a run. Which means I am going to get my ass out of here. No thank you. Just head on to Cherry Grove City. Oh, this guy's gonna talk my ear off. I will say I'm sorry for the game audio being in speed up mode, so it's a little disorienting. But I just cannot. Pokemon games are too slow for my attention span a little bit. I love them, but they're a little bit too slow for that. Oh, he gives us the old rod. That's another Dreyano change. Get that to like a little while longer. But that opens up encounters for not only right here in Cherry Grove City, but also in Foreign Town that we can get. But yeah, I'm just going to turn off the speed up for a little bit now. Pokemon, you can only buy potions right now, so it's not that important. And he's going to come back and give the map. Yeah, get the map. There we go, we got the map. But yeah, so as of right now, it starts off the same. Honestly, the story is basically the same. You have to go up here, and you have to go and get the what's it called? The egg from Mr. Pokemon? Or is it that he's found something? I forget. I honestly, I wasn't paying attention to what Elm was talking about. And obviously, Apricot Man, please stop talking to me. I beg you, please stop talking to me. But yeah, you get the Apricorn box, which can be pretty useful for collecting Apricorns, obviously. And since in this game, money isn't really an issue because you get the Thief TM in like Ecruteak City, and you can just like, is it Ecruteak? No, it's Azelf. It's fuck, what's the city? It's Azelf City, I'm pretty sure. I can actually check right now. Azalea. I don't know why I was saying Azelf. I can tell I haven't really paid attention to comic games or shit like that. But yeah, Azalea Town, Azalea City, whatever they call it. It has ATM, which means as long as you have access to a wild Pokemon that can have a health item, you have access to infinite money, essentially. Damn, that feels Oh yeah, so I'll be entirely transparent when I say that I use the cheat to get every single healing item. Now, what does this mean? Well, this is mainly for the vitamins and rare candy, but obviously since it's a hardcore Nuzlocke, you can't use any of these healing items during battle. However, for now, I'm just going to treat them as a little necessity of life. So that way I don't have to go to Pokemon Center every single time I want to heal myself. It's just a little, little quality of life change. You call it. But yeah, this is you will see why in about 2 seconds, but we will not have an encounter in this route because there's a very lovely familiar champion right next to Mr. Pokemon's house in Cynthia. Now you might be wondering, why is Cynthia here? Are we about to fight a level 60 trainer, get our asses whooped, and be sent out to White House Green? No, she's actually there for a much happier purpose. Once we talked to her and said, "Oh, Mr. Pokemon is expecting a young trainer, he's your main cow, blah 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 blah," and yeah, we're looking for her. But she will give us... Oh my god, she yaps so much. Please. Okay. She will give us an Eevee. Please, give me the Eevee. She will give us an Eevee. And since we obviously don't have any Pokeballs, this is our forced encounter for this route. But honestly, an Eevee is a really good encounter. Okay, let's think about this. A food, Eevee can turn into a lot of different Pokemon. And we need a food that embodies that perspective a little bit. I am going to name you... What am I guess dough. Dough can be used for like a bunch of different baked goods, like pastries, donuts, bread. Obviously, they have like some similarities, but they have some oddities as well. Actually, kind of like dough. You're dough. I think that's how you spell dough. I'm just gonna say that's how you spell dough. All right, thank you, Cynthia, for giving us a very precious evening. This is probably... Eevee is important for at least one thing. Eevee always guarantees that you have a easy fall. And oh wow, this is a pretty damn good Eevee. All right, so I'm gonna get this. Oh, sorry, I had to stretch. Eevee, as I said, is really good for Faulkner because, well, I'm not gonna spoil it. I am not gonna spoil it. You guys will just see. You'll see. All right, Mr. Pokemon. Yep. Please let me just move on. I'm begging you. A high-tech encyclopedia. I'd like you to have it. You trust me too much. Alright, now. Oh, he's talking again. Oh yeah, that's when Silver comes in. And, you know, does his thing. Alright, so this route is now unreliable for an encounter. Which, you know, for an Eevee, that's pretty good. It's better to take just straight up good Pokemon than gamble, in my opinion. But, you know, gambling. Sometimes you win out, sometimes you get lucky. You know, always bet on your karma and such. However, this Eevee was not just a good encounter, it was a super good encounter because of its nature. It means that all of the special attacking Eevees are going to be even better at dealing damage, special attack damage. And I'm going to keep it for real. I don't think Flareon is like super useful anyways. Did Dreyano change for Flareon get guts? Let me do a little bit of checking real quick. Pokemon changes. Flareon. Alrighty. It does get Flare Blast level 58. It does also get, what's it called? Superpower, like usual. Oh, it also gets a buff. Yeah, wait, Flareon's attack is actually huge in this game. What the hell? Okay, yeah, Flareon actually seems to be a pretty decent option. The only problem is, yeah, you're rocking Fire Fang. Until level 58, you get Flare Blitz, which sometimes just not with power. But Dreyano does seem to have given Flareon a lot of love in this game. Like a lot of love. A lot of love. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's pretty good. Alright. So, Flareon is now seen to be a pretty decent option, but obviously we're not going to go for Flareon because the statistics of our Eevee. I might feel already, but yeah. Essentially what Dreyano did is Flareon before this, I think it had like base 90, base 90 special defense. and like 110 physical attack. Basically, what Dreyano did is he made Flareon more speed. It's like 90 now, and it improved its physical attack, which is now 130, and has guts. So it's a very strong physical attacker, and honestly, it's probably pretty decent. Oh shit! I forgot we had to fight. Okay, well we're fighting. We're gonna just do nature blood advantage, but I kind of forgot we had this. Nice little level up. But yeah, obviously, as I said, this is of our ED. We're not going for a flare. We're gonna be going for either Jolteon, Vaporeon. Umbreon isn't bad either. Umbreon doesn't hate the stat spread we have. Because the Dark Pulse, well, Dark Pulse in the TM is at Victory Road, so we honestly might have no trouble with that. Unless the Dreyano give Umbreon Dark Pulse perchance. Pokemon changes, Umbreon. Nope, you do not get Dark Pulse. Umbreon doesn't care. Well, obviously its physical attacking moves are better than its special attacking moves, but it's not like that big. Espeon it would be good for, and Glaceon would be pretty good for. So really, we're only like cut out from getting a Leafeon and Flareon. We can still get them if this situation rises for it, but it's not necessary. It's not it's not advised that we do, I should say. But yeah. So that's going to be turned into a pretty good use of heat, and I'm keeping it real. I think I already know what I'm going to turn it into just because of the nature of the game. As I said, water types are very abundant in this game, so I don't think I'm going to be turning it into a Vaporeon. Espeon is very valid, especially because there's a Flying type gym leader. And I actually have never used an Espeon against Chuck for a certain reason, which I'll get into in about a few seconds. What do we name this guy? I'm gonna name you. I'm just gonna name you Loser. Why not? I fucking hate him. No, I like Silver, even though he's a bit. No, actually, Silver has some nice character development. If you can, well, calling a Pokemon character changing is like loosely as a character development, but he becomes a little less of an asshole throughout the story, which is nice to see. All right. Yeah, I'm innocent. Blah 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 blah. Now please let me go. Alright, but yeah, we're about to get Pokeballs. Obviously, Lyra gives us in the original game she gives us 5 Pokeballs, but Dreyano edited it to where she gives us 20, I believe now. And that is obviously a huge change because money isn't as accessible at the very beginning of the game. So getting 20 of them at the very beginning is obviously very good. I'm just gonna go ahead and tell our mom, give a little save just in case. Give her a little save just in case. If you don't know, for Decimate specifically, well, I don't know about specifically. I think it's all the SM games. You also need to do the in-game saving option for all of your Pokemon games, or else it'll eventually brick the save, which we don't want happening. And so yeah, that's just something you have to look out for. I didn't know it for a very long time, and I just thought Pokemon games were hard to emulate or something. But now I know. Alrighty, Lyra, as I said, she's gonna give us a little catching tutorial that I could really care less about. Hurry, Fonda, please. You can probably hear my button clicking, can't you? Yeah. Wait, did she just skip it? Oh, we get 20, not 15, my bad. But I think she did just skip it. Alright, but we're already getting our first encounter. Zigzagoon. I have not used it. Oh, no. Oh no. I'm interested. Okay. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do a tackle, and we're gonna hope we live. I'm pretty sure we will live. Yeah, I'm always right. Obviously I couldn't crit there, but he did 3 damage times 2, that's 6, even on a high roll 7. We were fine. And let's send out Dell. Does a little bit tankier than we are. Well, not tankier, as in statistically, I'm just being at 1 HP. Yeah, okay. I don't know if I've ever used Zigzag before. I think I might have caught one and then just boxed it, which honestly might happen to this guy. I'm keeping it for real. I ain't gonna cap you. What do I need? What's an Australian thing? I don't know why, but every time I look at Zigzagoon, I just think Australia. I'm gonna name you Vegemite. And that's probably incredibly stereotypical to all the Australians out there, but I don't know. I know you guys have fairy bread. I had to make fairy bread because I had a assignment for school, and it was basically we were covering somewhere like a country in the world, and I got Australia, and we got what's called extra credit if we brought in food related to our country. So I brought in fairy bread, which in the most basic terms is bread, butter, rainbow sprinkles. It's white bread too. It's white bread, and I don't want to say I'm weirded out by that. But I tried it and it was actually not that bad. So, all right, let's check. Pickup's actually pretty useful, I think. I don't think Dreyano changed any pickup tables, but it's just a nice way to get, like random shit we might need. Special attack up, special attack down, special defense up. That's really good. That's pretty damn good. Let me actually look at the changes Dreyano made to call Zigzagoon. Sound like I've ever looked at. Pokemon changes PDF. All the what's it called? All the what? Okay, let me go. They just not. Am I spelling it wrong? I might be spelling it. Okay. Here we go. Linu. Well, no changes for Zigzagoon, but some for Linu, I guess. Attack 90, speed. Attack increased 90, speed 105. Total 445. Oh, that's pretty good. That's pretty nice. I guess extreme speed at level 23. Holy hell. Zigzagoon, you evolve at like what level 20? I want to say. Let's go check over the database. It does. It does evolve at level 20. So that might be lucky. That might be good for Bugsy, huh? Is it? Let me check good old Bugsy. Yeah, Bugsy's Scyther is 21. So this might be a good Bugsy encounter. We never know. What normal stat will it have? I don't know. Did he add? He didn't add any of that, so I don't know. Also, might get up until that point. But yeah, we got a 6. It might. Oh shit. Okay, there we go. I accidentally turned on input reading. Wurmple. Oh, that might be bad. Oh yeah. For just to talk about what other encounters you can get on this route, you can get Rattata, Wurmple, Sentret. I'm pretty sure you can get Starly. Can you get? What else can you get? Here we go. You can get Pidgey, Hoppip, Hoot Hoot, as we previously saw, Poochien. Sorry, I'm trying to walk and read at the same time. Bidoof, and yeah. Obviously, for our purposes, I'm going to be recording these at night, so you might as well just only look at the night chart. There is going to come a very annoying time in the part of this playthrough where we're going to have Magikarp, because there's guaranteed Magikarp in Equitique City, and you might even just get a Magikarp in a Cherry Grove. And if we have a Magikarp, we have a guaranteed Milotic. Well, it's a Feebas, but it turns into Milotic in the Lake of Rage. Which means, since Dreyano didn't change the way it evolves, we have to give it 10 haircuts in order to evolve into Milotic. And we are going to do that because it's a very good water type. Spoink. I have never seen a Spoink in this route, ever. I know it's in it, but I just never encountered one. Alright, Grass Knight, Spoink 10%, Geodude, Numble, Rattata, Fairy, Jigglypuff, Houndour, Okay, the real winner of this would probably have been, like, Houndour or Geodude, but, I mean, it's a Psychic type. Honestly, Spoink seems like one of those Pokemon Dreyano would change a lot. I know, I played this game a lot, but we're getting encounters I've never really paid attention to before. Like I said, I caught Zigzagoon, but I never really used it. But Spoink, I've never even gotten this route, so let's take a look. It's nice. Throw me a curveball, so that way we can run together. Level up moves, Confusion, 1, Extra Sensory, 26. Okay, so since they didn't change this thing, it's going to be a little underwhelming because it's a Spoink, but oh well. We take them as they come, you know. I already know the name, so. Alright, in the ball. You're getting named Bacon. Alright. Wow, you just really talking about Intimidate Jinx, but you know, we move on. So if I recall, and if I recall correctly, New Bartown. Yep, we're not gonna Old Rod in New Bartown because Old Rod gives you like a it's like 60% Magikarp, 35% Shelter, and then 5% Chinchou. What we want to use is Great Rod in New Bartown because it gives us a pretty good chance. I think it's like, was it 30% odds, 40% odds? Locations. Yeah, it's 40% odds for a Chinchou or a Shelter, which is the best thing we're gonna get on that route. Well, Shelter, not. The Chinchou is the best thing we can get on that route. Obviously we can delay it a bunch until we got the Super Rod, but I don't think that's really that great because if you get past like the Johto part of this, Kanto usually isn't that much of a hassle. Usually the biggest hassles in Kanto are blue and obviously red. Alright, so let's take a look at it. I don't know why I opened this. Oh, yeah, there's a reason why I opened this. So we are going to leave EV right here. Now, I know you might be asking why, but that is because we need to ensure it survives. This is think about it. This is a hardcore Nuzlocke, so we need to take an account of what is and isn't expendable. And EV, as of right now, isn't expendable. So putting it in we are getting a ton of good natures. Attack down, special defense, and all of it. That's like insane for Spoink. This is actually like, I'm not like, this is usually I have terrible nature rules, or terrible nature luck. But this is just like amazing. Alright, so I'm keeping it for real with you guys right now. Where we're camping up. And we're using vitamins. Sorry. But not sorry. We are. My ass is not drying. EVs or loans. Okay, so Falconer is 14, and the Sprout Tower should be like 13, I think. Let's take a look. Here we go. Yeah, Sprout Tower is 14. Oh, Sprout Tower is 14, Falconer is 15. So we're going up to, right now we're going up to like 10 on everyone. Nice effort. But yeah, so the reason, obviously I said EV is not expendable as right now, so we're taking the best precaution and just keeping it in the box. Obviously, this has ups and downs. The downs, obviously, being that we don't have another reliable Pokemon to use as of right now. However, I am willing to take that risk of whiting out rather than the risk of Eevee dying at this point in the run. Because Eevee is our key to a free Bugsy after we clear Sprout Tower. And that's important. Not Bugsy, a free Faulkner. Because at worst comes to worst, Faulkner can be pretty difficult, and well, not pretty difficult. He could be really difficult if you don't have either a Geodude or a Furret. You kind of need to turn into Jolteon. And Eevee, when it becomes Jolteon, gets Thunder Shock like level 12, level 14. So that means you also can't level it past that point. I'm pretty sure it's level 14. So you can't level up to level cap and then evolve it because you won't have Thunder Shock, and then Jolteon basically loses the majority of its value. So we're keeping Eevee in the box for now, and that is that. Oh, we also didn't get our efficient encounter. We want to get an efficient encounter here because the location. Okay, the Pokemon in Cherrygo City. But here we go. So, Surf, Magikarp, 60%, Krabby, 30%, Corphish, 10%. All these are pretty alright. Corphish, I don't recall if you can get any other routes close to this, or any of the water routes in this game. And an adaptability Chrono is a pretty good, I want to say. I haven't used it myself. This Corphish I got was Hyper Cutter. Krabby got some pretty decent buffs in this game, so it's a pretty decent option. And Magikarp is Magikarp. I'd say obviously the cream to crop is Magikarp, but the main reason for this being is the earlier we get Magikarp, the earlier we get other guaranteed encounters. Like if we get a Magikarp here, we get like a guaranteed Polygon and Eucrytic by using like Great Rod or something. And we also get like guaranteed Tentacles later down the line. Guaranteed 50-50 on the Starmie or Chinchou and Olive. It just leads to a lot of good things. And obviously we will have a Gyarados by the time Bugsy comes around, which is obviously very, very good. So, let's go ahead and take out our old rock. Let's see what we got. And we got best case scenario. That is the lovely. I don't think I'm not gonna risk a Cyndaquil Ember killing this thing because we're gonna catch it. Alright, what do we name this guy? We name it after like a fish food, but okay, I'm gonna establish that like wild vegetables and things are okay, just like species of fish that we eat are not, as we like a specialty fish food. Actually, no, I think I'm gonna go back on that, because like the only specialty fish food I can think is like sushi, and then like what else? I don't know. Obviously it's named after a carp, but I think that's pretty lazy. I'll name you Sam. Slow down, just tight. And this episode is only going on for like 48 minutes, so I think I'm gonna speed it up to a bit. This is like the introductionary episode, but it's mainly just, honestly, it's mainly just being yapping for like a while. But it's mainly just talking about the game, a lot of mechanics, things like that, and you know, helping people get started and what choices to make and things like that. So it's obviously going to be a little bit slower paced. I'm not good at editing, so I don't know if it will have downtime that I'm going to cut out. But I've been like pretty consistently talking, besides like taking 2 months to breathe, so I imagine it's going to be good at the very least background noise. Okay, that wouldn't have done that much. Yeah, sure, whatever. I say once we get to Violet Town, that's where I'm gonna end it. But yeah, I yapped enough to where it's like good background noise at the very least. So, well, I wouldn't say good, but like it's doable back then. So it feels cool. It feels cool. Oh yeah, I forgot the trainer. They did actually add a trainer up here because I remember there's certain trainer in the present centric. That's good. For see that? That's either attack or something. That's really nice. Now the reason why we are a little bit over level on some trainers as of right now, but I'm gonna reiterate and say that wouldn't matter because if you are optimally playing this game, you are literally like you are grinding on level 4, level 5, level 3 wild Pokemon until you're at the level cap. And you either die because of the gym leader, or you die because like a random factor like a crit. Like there becomes no risk basically to like normal fights. I'm just gonna continue trying to look up. Oh, I forgot to switch the set. That's on me. Okay, let's go see. I don't think he'll die to a crit, and then if anything, the AI is gonna try and target him to put him to sleep. Or just whatever. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Because Dreyano, I don't feel like that CPU was there. CPU, that trainer was there before. So I think that was what we had. And this is Route 31. All right. So we have two more encounters. We have the Dark Cave, and we have Route 31. Route 31, we have a little bit of choice, but in my opinion, it's not really a choice because there's just a better option. So we can either use our route to get Tentacle Slowpoke Feebas. Now, here's why I don't think this is a good option, because we always have a guaranteed Feebas in Lake Ridge. We always have a guaranteed Tentacle in the routes by Chuck's gym. And Slowpoke, we have a pretty decent chance of also getting a Slowpoke well. Also from other encounters throughout the run. So, I don't think that it would be a good use of our encounter to go for the whole run here. The grass. The grass and night is what we're looking at. Spinnerack, Bellsprout, Psyduck, Shinx, Abra, Natu, Execute, Breezel, Metapod, Kakuna, Beautifly, Nuzlocke. Now, from this list, we're probably going to be looking for Abra would be pretty ideal. My favorite Pokemon's Alakazam, so that would be amazing. Just like peak to get. Weasel wouldn't be bad, I think. Actually, well, we get Water Ball eventually, so Floatzel might be worth something. Bellsprout wouldn't really be that great. Spinnerack wouldn't really be that great. Psyduck would probably be okay, I think. Shinx would probably be alright, especially if it's intimidating. Shinx would be alright. Natu would be alright, especially to have a backup for Chuck, because Natu actually isn't like the greatest against Chuck because a lot of them carry flying coverage. So that would be like better than usual, but not like the greatest. Execute, that would probably be alright. Execute would be alright, but we can get loose stones, like just like buy them. So honestly, that isn't an issue at all. Metapod, Kakuna, Butterfree, and Beedrill got buffed pretty heavily. Butterfree in particular. So I think a Butterfree would be completely fine. And honestly, would be pretty good against Bugsy because having Gust, Stab Gust, coming off of Butterfree's like buff special attack, it's like 90 or 100 in this game. That would be pretty good. And Beautifly and Dustox, they also receive some buffs, but not to the caliber of Butterfree, I think. And but Butterfree would be pretty useful for Bugsy. Found if Dustox would be as useful. I don't think it would be. So yeah, we're just gonna go to the grass and hope we get something good. Obviously, the idea is Abra for me personally, even if we only get even if we only get one chance of catching it. Okay, sorry guys. Click something I need to, but yeah, let's see what we got. Oh my god. Okay. Listen. I'm putting all my hopes and dreams into this right here. we have the level advantage, makes it easy to catch, and you're my favorite bud. Well, you become my favorite, but you're one of my favorites. Come on. So yeah, that's what happens when you gamble. Obviously, not gonna dance around it. We just didn't get an encounter. If I'm being completely for real, getting Abra is probably bad because it'll just teleport away. I probably should have mentioned that. But you know, we tried. We tried. And now we have a Bronzor, which I had a Bronzor and it performed well. It's obviously going to perform pretty well because its typing is pretty damn amazing. So this makes up for it. We're also getting a lot more what's it called? Psychic types than I thought. If we got Abra, we'd have like 3 psychic types right now, which is pretty unprecedented. And I didn't talk about Dark King encounters before. I just walked in and just decided to encounter something. Geodude 20%, Zubat 20%, Bronzor 10%, Akita 10%, Sandshrew 10%, Wynaut 10%, Slugma 10%, Larvitar 4%, Dunsparce 4%, Chingling 2%. Geodude is kind of the cream of the crop here, because he's good against Falkner, good against Bugsy. He's serviceable against Whitney. And Bronzor, similar things. Just won't hit as hard because he's not going to have super effective coverage. Zubat is good. Zubat's good. Yeah, because he becomes Crobat. Crobat's very good. Makuhita is pretty. I think it's. I only use a Makuhita towards the end part of the game because what's it called Hariyama gets close combat in this game, and Hariyama close combat, like I'm pretty sure no matter your IDs, as long as you get like at least 100 into its attack stat, for EVs I'm speaking of course, a close combat always one-shots, what's it called, always one-shots Hariyama. I can't speak, a close combat from Hariyama always one-shots Red Snorlax, which can be a very troublesome Pokemon to deal with, so that would have been a good encounter. Wynaut would have been a bit, it would have had a use at some point, I'm sure. But yeah, let's see what we can name this little guy. Oh, it's a food. You're like you become a giant bell, dude, but like Taco Bell. I like that. I like that Taco Bell. Shout out to the Gordita Crunch. That shit yummy. That shit yummy hot dogs. Taco Bell. But yeah. Stepping out here, let's look at the Taco Bell. Taco Bell. It's heat proof. And it's also rad. That's bad. That's bad. We got our just use. Actually, what? Defense down, special attack up. That's also kind of bad. It's not the worst, but it is kind of bad because I don't think we're ever going to be using. We might use special attack coverage for like a niche fight one day, but like that's just bad. And this is just all around bad. Actually, hold on. If I recall, isn't like Bronzong's attack like indistinguishable from special attack? So I think it's like mainly defensive. That's like 80. Actually, yeah. Wait, no. This is pretty good. I'm sorry. This is my lack of knowledge on a Shitmon, but Shitmon competitive. But Bronzong's attack is actually better than special attack. So if we get like, actually, this is Gen 4. I have a shit moveset. This is a Pokemon I haven't encountered. Once again, just because of how numerous encounters there are and the variety of them. But Bronzor, attack them Fortune, Nightshade rollout curse, Bronzong. Bronzong can fly. It does levitate. Those the only changes get. Access to curse is pretty interesting because now it can set up. The regular Bronzong Gen 4 set because that's what basically what we're doing here. We get Gyro Ball at 38. That's gonna be our best offensive move by far. Do we get Zen Headbutt? We get Zen Headbutt at the move to the Battle Frontiers. Okay, the Battle Frontier opens up, I think, right after you defeat the gym, when Babola calls you. It's like, oh, the Safari Zone opened up. I believe it's right after that gym, which is like Jasmine or something. So this can turn into a very good and optimistic encounter, honestly. Yeah, wait, no, this is actually pretty good. I'm sorry, I thought it was bad at first. I'm just coming from the wrong side. But listen, this is applied knowledge, alright? This is something you're going to need for a lot of your Nuzlocke, is that you need to look at Pokemon strengths, even if the Pokemon you got isn't particularly strong in that category. What else can it be strong? Like, Bronzong in this game, because it's Gen 4, Steel resists Ghost and Dark still, I believe. So that means it doesn't have its weaknesses, which also additionally means that it doesn't have weakness to Ghost and Dark, which is very good. Very good. But yeah, now, there's also one thing I want to discuss before I end up this. These guys right here, they give gift Pokemon. They give gift Pokemon of the starters of the different regions in this game. Well, the different regions of Pokemon in this game. So basically, Kanto, Hoenn, and Sinnoh. This guy gives Kanto starters. And, well, there is no other gift Pokemon in this town that I can think of besides this guy. This guy can give you like a Slugma, a Reap, and like something else. Whatever he gives is outclassed by the Kanto starters you can get right over here. And it just takes a little. No. Oh, listen. All of my knowledge and experience from before these games disappears when I take the quizzes. I don't remember the quizzes at all. Yes. Okay. No, that's right on. No. Let's go. Listen. Try 2. The second try. That's amazing. Okay. Now let's think about this. And by let's think about this, we're choosing, in my opinion, the best one is Bulbasaur. Bulbasaur is just reliably tanky all around. I don't know if he's like the best one, but I experimented with Charizard. Charizard was pretty decent. He got decent people. He also got a little bit of buffs as well in this game. And Blastoise, I think, is a little redundant because we're going to get a lot more water types eventually. So it was really between Charizard and Bulbasaur, in my opinion. And I think Venusaur is a lot more reliably tanky. He also gets a lot better moves. He gets Sleep Power and Leech Seed. Eventually he gets like Sludge. He gets Sludge really early, which is a good offensive move for like level 16, I think he gets it. So yeah, we're gonna name you Stout. Where's the S? I can't. Let's start with that. Stout. And it also gets its ability changed to Chlorophyll. Which is niche, but honestly, all of the other, because Charizard and Blastoise get their abilities also changed to Solar Power and Ranges respectively, which are also niche. But I think Chlorophyll is like the honestly, it's probably on par with Solar Power. Solar Power increases damage, but it also makes you take like a 10th, I think it is, of your health every single turn. That sounds active. So it's like a Life Orb boost in a game where Life Orb doesn't exist. Actually, no, it does Life Orb. I'm pretty sure Life Orb does exist in this game. I don't know where to get it off the top of my head, but it's a Life Orb boost. So that's honestly strong, but it's a conditional Life Orb boost. So that's kind of eh. And the Drought Setters in this game, I'm pretty sure, like Ninetales is the Drought Setter that I can get after fighting Whitney National Park, which can be good, but I think Venusaur is just a lot more consistent than Charizard, if I'm being completely honest. The bulk really does go quickly. And we actually got pretty alright nature. Special attack up, special defense down. It sucks that we'd be a little bit less bulky in the special department, but we're only going to be taking special attacks on people we can tank, because it has its main weaknesses are types that mainly use special attack techniques. So, but yeah, Bulbasaur is going to be very useful, very useful. And this will conclude the first episode of the. I'm gonna call it. I haven't actually thought of the title until now. I'm gonna call it the Idiot's Guide to Storm Silver. Yeah, I like that. Idiot's Guide to Storm Silver. Yeah, let's do that. Alright, thank you for watching, and have a good night.